Wake up, interior designer. We have visuals to do. In today's video, I'm testing VizMaker, but this time purely for the interior design. No architecture massing, no exterior shots, just interiors. We will go from the raw 3D model to the fully styled spaces, then to the moodboards, and finally animations. So, let's get started. In this section, I will take basic 3D model and generate 6 interior visuals with VizMaker and Nano tool. We are talking about testing different styles, lighting, and materials. Basically trying to turn something very flat into something you can actually present to a client. So now we are inside the VizMaker. I will upload our 6 images. From the presets we are choosing View to Render, and as you can see we have plenty of AI models to choose from. Like I said before, we are going with Nano tool. When it comes to the resolution, I'm happy to go with the 2K, I'm happy to keep the original ratio, so let's generate. And in case you didn't know that, you don't need actually any prompts with the VizMaker. Everything can be handled by the presets. But in our case, I would like to play a little bit more with these visuals. So on the first one, I would like to change the white walls to be in white marble. So I'm just purely specifying that in the prompt, and let's generate a first one. For the second one, I'm keeping the same, but for the third one, I would like also to have the white marble on the left-hand side of the kitchen, so that will be on that MIB wall. And also, would be good to have some realistic view out from the window, because this is just purely the photograph put in the SketchUp model in the background there. On the next one, I'm just putting to the prompt to provide the media wall with the TV in the center of the living room to be in the beige color. So I will just quickly do the similar changes to the rest of the images, and as always, all the prompts will be available in the pinned comment down below, even the simple ones for these images. Now we've got the results, so let's see what VizMaker provided. Let's click on the first image and click Enlarge to see it on the full screen. We've got the first one, and that one is very good. But there are few inaccuracies. I don't particularly like the table in timber. Also, the ovens in the background are in gray color instead of black. So now, let's see the second one. Right, that's much better. I much more like that. The floor is also more appropriate, the furniture is appropriate on this one, the lighting is surprisingly soft and natural, and the materials look very convincing. This will be definitely our image going forward. Now, check the before and after. Now the image number 2, and this one is also fantastic. I'm absolutely surprised by the level of quality with these ones. Although on the first image we have the kitchen units in white marble, and it shouldn't be like that. So let's check our second image. Yeah, that's the result I wanted. Very clean composition, feels calm and balanced, and a great use of neutral tones. Check the before and after, that's a huge difference. The image number 3 is not so good. We have the lake in the background, which shouldn't be there, and the atmosphere of that image, it's not perfect. Also, for some reason, we have the black ceiling on that image, and the furniture doesn't feel like it was on my SketchUp model. That's much better now. The atmosphere is great, the furniture is appropriate like it was on the 3D model. We even have the reflections in the window. See the results now. I'm absolutely happy with this one. Ooh, that one is great, but when you look closely, quite a lot of changes happened with that image in comparison to our 3D model. The chair is in leather instead of white, the backsplash in the kitchen is in black marble instead of white marble, and the table in the living room is in wood instead of black. So this is far from being perfect. Let's check the other image. Yep, that's much better. All the furniture is appropriate and as it was in the 3D model. I'm happy with that. The lighting feels inviting and realistic, and there is good mixture of the textures and finishes. Now, see the before and after. Now we have the image number 5, and with the first one, I think the contrast is too strong. And also we have the sofa in the black leather, not like the mixture of materials like we had that in the 3D model. The second one is much better, the interior is more subtle. The composition feels very high-end render. Maybe it's slightly over-polished, like it's almost too perfect to feel real. Now, see the before and after and judge the difference. For the image number 6, the first one feels absolutely fantastic. I feel like this is an unexpected combination of the colors and materials that actually work. Right, the second image feels much more sterile. I don't like the atmosphere on this one at all. And I don't like that carpet. So we are going back to the first image. That will be our one going forward. Now check the raw 3D model and the final visual with Nano Banana 2. Now I want to push this further. In this section I'm testing how VizMaker handles more detailed and design-focused outputs. Things that interior designers actually need in the presentations. That includes people's activity close-ups, macro material shots, moodboard, and even the full design board. So this is less about the space, but more about the storytelling and the detail. We are back now inside the VizMaker, and as you can see, I've selected our best interior shots and moved them to the right, so now we'll have the clear structure to start our new images from. I would like to start with the design board, and for that one the best image will be like the space overview. So this will be the image where I'm showing both the living room and the kitchen. So as before, for that one I will be using Nano Banana 2, 2K resolution and the original ratio. I'm selecting the design board preset and let's generate 2 images, so we'll choose the best one. Now I would like to generate people's activity close-up, and for that one the living room will be the best space. So let's select our next image. For that one I'm selecting the preset of activity close-up and let's generate again 2 images, so just we can choose the best one. But also will be good to have people's activity in the kitchen, so I'm going to our first shot with the kitchen and the dining area and let's again generate 2 images. Now I would like to get the mood board, so I'm going to our living room shot, clicking on the mood board preset and let's generate 1 image of that. And finally, let's do our macro materials shots. So I will generate 2 images for the kitchen and 2 images for the living room, so let's choose the best ones. Now we've got the results, so let's go to our first image and click enlarge to see it on the full screen. The first people's activity shot is mind-blowing for me. I'm absolutely stunned by what AI can achieve now. This is absolutely realistic. But the thing I don't like is that our scene is changed too much. We simply didn't have the table in that particular orientation. It was turned the other way around. So we can't use that shot for the animation going forward. The second one is stunning. The scene feels alive. There is the great sense of use and scale of that kitchen. And the lighting integrates well with the subject. This will be the shot that we'll definitely use for the animation. Now we have our macro materials shot for the kitchen. And the materials have been exaggerated too much on this one. I know this is the floor shot and it shouldn't really look like that. It should be much more smooth. Right, with the second one, the textures are surprisingly sharp. There is the great depth of field, it looks like a real photo. But will that be usable in the animation? I really doubt it. Will clients like that? I doubt it again. So I think it's best that we won't use these ones. The moodboard is next and it's perfect. There's a strong composition and it's very usable for presentations. Good cohesion between elements. I'm absolutely happy with this one. I definitely have to start doing that for my clients now. Now the design board and just wow. That feels like something you could actually show to a client. Nice balance between the drawing, materials and the visuals. And I'm really happy that all the furniture have been shown correctly. So you can see that the axonometry is absolutely correct. Everything is as in our 3D model. But what's important, also the elevations are absolutely accurate. Now the second image is not so accurate. We have some weird balcony behind the living room. Also the text descriptions and labels are not always accurate or usable really. And we have just 2 elevations of the same thing. So, no, we are going with our first image here. Now we have people's activity again, all the colors, all the materials and everything else is staying as it should. The image is subtle, not too close, it's actually showing the space quite nicely, and I can see that we'll definitely use this one going forward to the animations. The second one also very accurate and very usable for the client's presentations. I feel like whoever I will present that to, they will be satisfied with that image, and they will imagine themselves chilling in that living room. And finally, now we have the macro materials shots again. The first one is orange. The orange itself is very realistic. Well, normally we wouldn't be doing shots like that for the clients, but it's a nice function to have. Actually, I think I will put that to the animation as well. And the second one is drop of honey on the sofa. Well, this is not something I would show to a client, but again, I'm very impressed by what AI can achieve now. Before we move on, if you are enjoying this video, please subscribe, comment and give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow. Now, this is where things get really interesting. In this section, I will take all our generated images and turn them into 8 AI animations using VizMaker and Kling v3.0. We are testing motion, realism, and whether that could replace our traditional walkthroughs or animation workflows. We are back in the VizMaker again, and now I'm going to the video creator. And as you can see, we have plenty of AI models to choose from. Some of them are allowing you to just do the 1-frame video, but some of them are allowing you to put 2 frames together. So today we are using Kling v3.0 with 5 seconds video length. We are starting with our shot with the people in the kitchen, and we'll connect that to our another kitchen shot. So for that one, I'm choosing our rotational view preset, but I will specify in the prompt to have like the time lapse of the people's activity in the kitchen. For the second animation, we are simply connecting 2 kitchen shots with the rotational view preset. With the third animation, we are connecting our kitchen shot with the living room shot, which is the nighttime shot as well. So in the prompt, I'm using the zoom out, but also I'm describing in the prompt to change the time of the day in the time-lapse style video. For the next one, we are connecting our 2 living room shots. Again, we need to change the time of the day, so we will specify that in the prompt. And for the final shot for that sequence, we are connecting the living room shot and the design board. So for the prompt, we are just using the transition from frame 1 to frame 2. For our second animated sequence, we are gonna go from the people's activity, the close-up we got on the living room, and from that we'll zoom out into the wider shot of the living room interior. Then we'll do the rotational view between the 2 living room shots, and finally for the last animation, like I told you before, we'll go to our orange. So basically we are going from the living room shot with the zoom in into the orange scene. Now we've got the results, so let's see our first one. The camera movement feels smooth and intentional, making the space easy to follow. There is some slight warping in the geometry if you look closely, but the lighting transitions feels natural and help maintain the consistent atmosphere. There is a nice sense of depth and perspective throughout the shot. You can notice some flickering in the finer details, but the overall result feels quite cinematic and engaging. The atmosphere is strong and well defined, especially with the lighting. Some materials shift slightly during the movement, but the motion pacing feels controlled and easy to watch. Wow, that creates a great sense of space and layout. Edges can blur slightly in certain moments, but the animation feels immersive and helps you understand the interior better. That works really well for storytelling and presenting the space. It's not perfectly stable in all the frames, but the lighting stays consistent throughout the sequence, and I really like the transition to the moodboard. The result is visually engaging and holds your attention. Obviously it's not perfect, you can see some smaller elements on the table shifting or appearing from nowhere, but the transition between the frames feels smooth and continuous. I'm happy with that. It has a strong visual impact right away. Some textures appear to slide slightly during the movement, but it genuinely feels like a real walkthrough of the space. Yeah, our orange shot is perfect. Yeah, I'm not really sure whether I would use that for the client presentation, but it's a really nice ending for our sequence here. I quite like that. Now, look at all of these animations together. They are fast, visually convincing, and great for storytelling. Obviously, they are not perfect. You can still get some geometry distortion or texture shifting. That said, for early stage design and client presentations, they are incredibly effective. And it's completely mind-blowing what AI can achieve nowadays. And all of that inside one workflow. This is really powerful. Yeah, even our orange shot. So let's summarize everything, and I will quickly walk you through what we generated today step by step. We started with the interior visuals. These were generated from the very basic 3D model, and honestly, the speed and quality here are impressive. Great lighting, strong atmosphere. Then we moved on to the people's activity close-ups. This is where the scenes start to feel alive, with really good storytelling. After that, we tested the design tools, perfect for presentations and early concepts. And finally, the animations. This is where things get really interesting. Fast, dynamic, and very usable for concept work. And all inside one workflow. So VizMaker is not perfect, but for interior design workflows, it can save you a huge amount of time. And when it comes to the pricing, you can test VizMaker for free, which is great because you can experiment without committing first. If you want to use it fully, the paid plans are really simple and purely depend on your usage. And I've got a discount code for you, so use Adrian50 to get 50% off your first month. That will give you plenty of time to test VizMaker properly. Also, you are always wondering, how many credits did I spend on the workflow presented in the video? So I generated 23 visuals in total with Nano Banana 2 in 2K resolution, so that's coming to the 41.4 credits. For the animations, I've done 8 of them with Kling v3.0, so that's in total 96 credits. If you found this video useful, subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you haven't seen it yet, check my other video where I tested VizMaker with Nano Banana 2 and Kling v3.0 in much more detail. It's right here, go watch it next. So thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.